Hello everybody, I am Tom and you are watching me play Divinity Original Sin 2. A couple of things I want to do today. Not least of which is I want to head up and talk to Sahelia's people. I mean, before we do that though, there's a little thing down here that is weird.
Four deer stand in formation near a crumbling altar. Three stags, fawn-coloured and hearty, gaze cloudy-eyed at a great black skeleton glowing an eerie green.
Now. Now. Now.
Interject, that deer looks void-woken.
The three fawn-coloured stags shake their antlers. The clouds clear from their eyes.
Huh? What? Where are we? You, vermin. Always treading where you are least wanted. Enough.
Indeed. I did not know this could happen. I've always let this happen. Apparently these deer go on your side if you attack the void-woken. That's awesome. I'm gonna start examining these things more often. It doesn't have any weaknesses and or resistances, so I can hit it pretty much with whatever I want. Which will mean it goes down relatively quickly. It doesn't have a lot of armor. No, we want rain.
Prepare yourself.
So this thing will be frozen. Cool. They're going to be doing physical damage, which is annoying. Although, I can't expect deer to do magic damage, I'll be perfectly honest. But now Losa can hit them with this. They're not Losa's friends, which is interesting. They're allied to the Red Prince, they are not allied to Losa. That is an interesting point of contention. May as well just make it rain again. Freeze him for a second turn. Cool. I don't necessarily want to use lightning damage, because then that'll hurt the other deer. No, I can do, actually, is do physical damage, which will let the deer hurt the thing itself. Cool. These things are going to kill it. Yeah, they're gonna kill it, probably. We'll get very close at the very least. Lusa take it out with single target.
Is it really dead? I feel I've got a tumbleweed where my thinker nut used to be. If you hadn't come when you did, I might be like that thing. Thank my lucky antler, you came when you did.
No problem. I didn't actually know you could save these deer. I'm kind of happy that you can.
The stag nuzzles you, its soft, downy snout pressed into your side.
Snuggle friend, donkey, on the double.
Someone had fun with their voice acting.
I don't mean to fawn, but without you, that thing would have... Well, I don't know, but I'm glad I didn't find out. I feel like I could eat a whole bloody cow. I don't feel like myself.
Void touched.
The ancient altar before which the deer crowded sits stark in the dappled forest light. Something about it draws you in. It seems to emit a faint, pleasing heat.
Kneel before the altar and offer a prayer.
The air stirs, as though someone had appeared and taken a seat upon the altar. A voice rises around you, its source unclear. Fractured whispers surround you. God woken. The word flutters against your ear. You are my champion. You cannot fail. A jolting sensation pierces your heart. As the shock fades, you realize you've absorbed a modicum of source, seemingly from the air around you.
Interesting.
The whispers shuffle away, and the air shifts. Whatever was here a moment ago is gone now.
The Eternal Promise. Ugh, I gotta find it in this. Oh, it's actually finished. Oh, interesting. What is the Covenant? Interesting. That's technically counted as a completed quest. I wonder actually whether or not I can do this with Loisa too.
Before you lies a primitive altar to the Seven.
Yeah,
the
same.
altar waits for someone.
Not me. Yep. It doesn't work for Loisa. That's attention to detail that I enjoy. And take your sauce, bitch. Cool. So I helped those deer, which I'm happy I could do, because I didn't actually know whether I could, to be perfectly honest. If you let that ritual happen, then they straight up turn into Voidwork and you have to fight all of them. Which is worth more experience, but, you know, is kind of evil. So we didn't do that. Now, I want to go... I mean, this way I'll do. There's tree trunk. Nothing in it. Hello, the MAGICOCKERAL.
Behold, Cock-a-cow! Behold! It is I, the MAGICOCKERAL. Be not frightened by my splendor!
MAGICOCKERAL? Tell him you're impressed. Ask him how he came by his powers.
Kill that wizard!
Raise a skeptical eyebrow. A MAGICOCKERAL, is he?
That's right, Cock-a! Doubt will serve you ill before the MAGICOCKERAL.
So he looks like nothing more than a common rooster.
Well, that'll teach me to second guess a MAGICOCKERAL.
Yes, it will. On the other hand, I'm also magic. I'm going to talk to him again.
Hold your head, did you? Now, where were we? What is it?
I am impressed.
Kill that
I didn't know he did that, by the way. Turns out he's actually a fucking MAGICOCKERAL. Who would have guessed? That's just funny. I've never noticed that before. Alright, so I'm going to come this way because... a couple of reasons. One, there's another pedestal.
Before you lies a primitive altar to the Seven, apparently constructed.
Same thing. Kneel by the altar and offer a prayer.
The air stirs, as though someone had appeared and taken. A voice rises around you. Hurry.
The Eternal Promise. Praying at an altar once more, I heard the voice speak in the faintest of whispers. Interesting. I prayed at an altar and a mysterious fragmented voice acknowledged me as God-woken, and then the second time, faint whisper. I think there's 4 of these around? Maybe 3? Nevertheless, hello. Dead Silent Watchers. This is where I think Jonathan was to begin with. I think if you come here first, there's like a big scene with Jonathan. And you learn that he's actually an evil prick before you go to his parents' house. Something you can do. But we did not learn that. So this is just mysterious for us. I mean, I happen to know what happened here, but that's somewhat besides the point. It's also relatively close to where we saved those cows, I believe. If I come down here. We're essentially just exploring it. Yeah, here we go. This house here is where the witch lived, and there were some cows out the back here that were actually people that were being cursed. So that's the thing. Did I ever come up here? I can't remember. I don't think I did. There's Furno, the diseased... I don't know if it's a chicken or a...
I'd give
Chicken.
up my wings for a respite from this pestilence.
Something about this bird seems oddly familiar. Ask what species it is.
A rare, highly prized breed called... I can't quite recall. This cursed sickness has scrambled my memories.
I can't think straight.
Question the bird about its condition.
My feathers are molting. My wings can't carry me anymore. I feel so cold. All I can think about is warmth.
It painstakingly attempts to flap its wings to no effect. You catch a glimpse of its weak little torso. A faint glow emits from within it, like a cooling ember.
This is insane. I don't think I've ever come here with a scholar, or I've never talked to the bird with a character that has a scholar. But I up the bird's feathers the curve of its beak, and say that you're quite certain it's a phoenix. It needs to burn itself in order to feel better.
A phoenix? Cut back on whatever you're drinking. I'm in no mood to be made fun of. Not in this condition. I'd know if I was a phoenix.
Say that phoenixes wither in both body and mind as they age. Fire will rejuvenate its body and restore its memories of its true self.
The bird stares at you for a long moment.
All right, do it. Burn me. But may the flames consume you too if you're wrong about this.
So now we had to hit it with fire damage, which Losa technically can do. She actually... Jesus. I might actually just do spontaneous combustion.
Is it dead?
A phoenix egg?
Look at that.
The egg is warm to the touch, but not from the ashes. This warmth comes from deep within the egg.
Examine the egg more closely.
The egg is smooth and glossy dark, like some rare volcanic mineral. From deep within its core, a fiery glow pulsates, almost like a heartbeat.
Wonder aloud what you could do with such a rare find.
The phoenix will hatch, only to go through the same suffering again. Better to eat it.
Jesus. This is a find not to be squandered idly. I shall keep it for now.
This is a find not to be squandered idly. I shall keep it for now.
Place the egg in your satchel. Scaly phoenix egg. I don't know if eating it actually gives you anything. I'm not sure I've ever eaten it, because it just seems callous to me. I mean, it's an incredibly rare creature. Stardust herb there as well, goddamn. Incredibly rare creature, and they do indeed, in the folklore of phoenixes, I suppose you could say. I'm actually going to take this lost purse. I looted it a while ago, but I'm actually going to pick it up. Okay. The reason being, I can immediately combine this with my mortar and pestle to get Stardust herb. Thank you. But this lost pouch, I want to put all of my crap in. When I say all of my crap, I mean all of my crafting components that I'm keeping around. Because they're taking up a lot of room in my inventory. They don't take up a lot of weight in my inventory, as you can see here. They take up essentially nothing. However, it's very, very hard to figure out what's in my inventory because I have to, like, search through everything. Now, it's worth noting that these are all kind of in the same spot, so, like, you don't have to try particularly hard to search through them, but if we now auto-sort, after I sell all this extraneous shit, it's going to be a lot more condensed, and I'm going to be able to actually figure out what this is. So the coin purse is keys, the lost purse is crafting materials, the dusty pouch, I believe, is, like, special shit. The backpack, the burgled backpack, is all my potions, and my regular backpack has runes. I'm not going to remember all this, by the way, but it's fine, I can just search through everything every time I want anything. Nevertheless, let's head this way. The reason I want to come this way is for a few reasons. That's J-Han. I want to come up here because there is a teleporter point that I want to get. Because it will make things easier later on. There's also a squirrel over here.
The squirrel's cheeks are so distended with acorns, its mouth is stretched wide in a surprised-looking O.
Too skinny, Aoife said. Gotta get my plump on for winter.
As the squirrel speaks, one fat acorn plops out of its mouth and rolls onto the ground between you. The squirrel's eyes go wide as its mouth.
Stay stock still.
Get your beady eyes off my dinner. Mine! Mine!
The squirrel grasps the acorn in its tiny paws and scuttles away.
Very cute. Yes, but I want to come up here. Because, as you can see right here, there's a teleporter point. Which is good to have. Is there another squirrel? There is another squirrel up here. I'm just going to wait till he stops moving, because it's impossible to talk to them otherwise.
Don't be casting your long shadows around here, mister. This here land's not for your kind.
Interesting. It's part of the Great Acorn Conspiracy. Alright, so this here is how we managed to get across to Blood Moon Isle. It is a dangerous trip. Oh, he said something and I missed it.
Someone wants to discourage visitors.
Indeed.
There must be a way across.
There is indeed. We're not heading that way just yet. I mean, it's tempting, I'll be honest. But we're not going to head that way just yet. I want to head up here because I want to go talk to Sahelia's group. What would you call it? It's like a family? Family of elves? Tribe of elves. That's probably a better way of putting it. As we wait for them to walk all the way over here, which does take a little bit of time, at the very least. There's actually a inbuilt mod that you can get that the game has inbuilt. Trial of the Seasons. We're not going to do this yet, we're going to do it later. But there is a thing we can do there. But there is an inbuilt mod into this game that allows you to actually increase your walking speed, so you run everywhere really, really fast, which is useful. But we're not going to do it.
Go no further. We are at ritual. Do not disturb us.
Mention that you like to see the trial. See the ritual, rather.
Enter there. Keep respect.
Interesting they just allow us to pass.
3 battle-weary elven warriors make ritual over the body of a fallen comrade. They're chanting low and fierce. The pain of their loss is manifest in every word.
Blood to earth, to wood, to birth. The blood of Sarius to this earth.
Only thing we have is Lizard. Clean the dirt from your nails. The slave flesh will soon be done with their barbaric ritual.
The tallest, strongest elf, whom you take to be the leader, gives you a surprised look, then nods to you. She places the tip of a long-bladed spear on poor dead Sarius's chest bone.
Blood to earth.
Her companions reach out and grasp the spear, ready to plunge it into Sarius's heart.
Jesus, I've never had the villain tag before. Allow a wicked grin to spread across your face in anticipation of what's about to happen. Reach out to and grasp the spear.
Blood to earth.
Together you plunge the blade deep into Sarius's heart. The elves then twist the blade 3 times in practiced motion. Blood flows freely to the ground, and Sarius's heart lies open to the world, neatly cut in 4.
Blood to blood.
Each warrior plucks a piece of heart and places it in their mouth. Chewing solemnly, their leader looks to you to see what you will do.
Follow the lead, take a piece of the heart, put it into your mouth and chew.
It tastes as raw heart meat will, with a subtle texture, slick with fast congealing blood. You feel instantly ill. The elven leader gives you a look of what you think might be approval.
Sarius is a warrior, proud and true. Blood to blood, earth to earth, wood to wood, birth to birth. Sarius becomes his tree. May Sarius take root.
The elves pick Sarius's bloody corpse from the ground. Tova looks to you, then shakes her head. You should not help. The elves send Sarius to his final resting place. His corpse rolls to a stop at the bottom of the pit. The elven leader stands and stares at her fallen comrade. Then she wipes away a tear and turns away.
I'll wait for a second. I want to talk to the Storm Enchanter.
I see you.
Ask her to tell you about the ritual. That's a man, I think.
We are in ritual for our comrade Sarius, dead at the hand of a lone wolf.
Offer your condolences for the loss of Sarius.
Sarius is a warrior, good and true, but he is not yet lost. May his tree take root and grow. This is no well of souls. It is but a hastily dug pit. We stand ritual in this moment more in hope than faith. I fear the future if our trees do not take root. Our lands fell beneath the mists of death, and many trees are lost. Without our trees, we too, we elves, are lost.
So when they die, they turn into trees. We've already kind of learnt that before. But he has some amazing things for us. Closed circuit. I already know it. Does Lucy already know it? She doesn't. So I think I want to learn closed circuit. It's expensive, but worth it. Anything else I need? I don't think so. Nether swap. Probably good to have. Favorable wind is also useful. Arcane Stitch. Steam Lance. Red Prince doesn't know either of them, so that's a possibility. Healing Ritual is quite good. Cryogenic Stasis is quite good. Soothing Cold is quite good.
Once more, we take the mill.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kill the lone wolves all.
Ooh, Wits, Warfare, Scoundrel, Summoning, not that good. Parageo, So all in all, not that useful. That's too expensive. Need to find the expensive things to take back. Probably the gemstones. I imagine they're relatively expensive. I don't actually want to sell this Scaly Phoenix Egg, even though it's worth a shit ton. Sure, that'll do. I accidentally set this off because I saw an egg and I'm like, yeah, it's an egg. I'm gonna put that in the lost purse. Sure. Closed circuit is for Lusa. Nano's closed circuit. Great. Cool. Does this guy have a Lawmaster level? Level 2. Not really worth it. Whoops. But we want to talk to the leader. Tova.
The tall elf stares into the pit with dry, bloodshot eyes, her face betraying no emotion. She does not turn toward you.
She has the fire in the earth. So they sell some good spells if you want sort of like solid elemental damage earth. Elemental damage like power. She is Lawmaster 2 as well. Is there anything I want? Epidemic of Fire? Potentially. It's all going to be for Loser if we do. We'll think about it later. Ask what she and her people are doing here.
That is our business. I thank you for honoring Sarius. But perhaps it is best if you move on.
Constitution Persuasion Hero. Tell her to wait. It seems her people have suffered a loss. You'd like to help.
She nods and casts her gaze back into the pit where her comrade lies.
We lose too much. We lose our homes. We lose our safety. We lose each other.
She looks into your eyes, her face set in a fierce frown.
It is enough. No more.
Tell her you understand how she feels. You have lost too much yourself.
I do not doubt it. The void is too close. It pulls us all toward it. If we do not hold fast, we disappear inside it. You attempt to honor us during the ritual. You attempt to honor Sarius. You help remember him. But we need help still, or we perish here. Not only these people here, but all of us. I wonder if you honor us once more.
That's what she needs.
It is something of great importance to me and to my people. Our home forests are gone. The great trees are cut to pieces. The memories inside them nearly lost. They become nothingness unless we find our scion.
You've heard of scions before. They're like seeds containing elvish memories. A safeguard against the destruction of the ancestor trees.
Yes. There is nothing more important than a scion.
Apologies for that. I was just reading the other options in case there was something
We lose our forests.
more interesting.
To poachers, to the fog, to the divine order. We lose each other to the wars. A scion is our only hope to survive, to build again. And this scion, she is...
Her voice catches in her throat.
She is my daughter. Her name is Sahala, and she is taken from us.
We've met a Sahala before.
That is why we come here. That is why we lose Sarius, to find her. If she is lost, if our scion is lost, all our people are lost. She is everything.
Her eyes narrow, her fists clench, and her mouth tightens to a thin line.
Do you know the Lone Wolves?
So you've heard of a savage group of mercenaries who go by that name?
Yes, savage is just right. They care for gold, not life. Sahala is taken to Fort Joy, and the wolves steal her from there. But she is strong. She is calm. She sees so much. Too much for one so young.
We noticed that when we spoke to her. We spoke to her in Fort Joy, by the way. She was the friend of the elf we rescued from Griff, and that elf gave us a necklace and said take it to the group of elves living out here near Driftwood. But she did see a lot. She could see into the future as well as like into our past. It was quite interesting.
We come here to get her back, to bring her home. She is everything to me. She is everything to us.
Sahalia said that you met her daughter while you were in Fort Joy.
You do. You speak to her. Then you understand. You see what a gentle soul
She was.
You see how kind.
Incredibly so.
She is not only a scion, but a precious child. She cannot be lost.
Say you'll try to find her, ask for any information that might help.
You honor us. I fear it is impossible for one of my kind to enter their base. They know we are here. They expect us. She is taken by their leader, a savage man named Roost Anlon. I do not know why, but I know she must return to me. If I lose her, I cannot lose her. We plan another assault. We cannot give up. It is better for us all to die than for Sahala to be lost. I only hope perhaps you find her before then.
It's interesting there because she's talking about the fact that Sahalia is a scion, and scions are so important to the culture of elves. So she's like, oh, we need to be able to do it. We need to get her back. It's worth us all dying. But, I mean, I feel like even if she wasn't a scion, she would still hold that position. It's her daughter.
Good luck.
It's worth the destruction of the land if it means that she can be saved.
I see you and I fear you not. Injured I may be, do not take me for vulnerable.
Ask how she was hurt.
I fight. I do not win, and I do not die. It is this way from the moment we left our homeland. From the moment the mists of death descend.
Praise the warrior for keeping up the fight in the face of the annihilation brought on by the death fog.
We fight for our lives as we fight all our lives. We fight the black ring on the side of the divine. But Lucian betrays us. Lucian sends us to our deaths.
Indeed he did.
And so we fight and fight again. and fight until the moment where we find our home once more.
Note that home is where the heart is. A nation of it is its people, not its lands. Nah, that's not entirely true for elves. Commiserate with her. The elves have suffered so many losses, they have suffered so much pain.
Our losses are many and painful, and so we fight, that our victory may be great and joyous.
Fantastic. So, she's healed now, which is nice. There's another one over here. I'll heal them too. But, for the most part... There we go, full health. What level are these guys? 14? What level am I? 14? I think I'm about the right level to take this on. I think a lot of the guys on Aslan's crew are fucking powerful, but I feel pretty confident that I can kill a lot of them. There is a lot of traps around here from memory, so for the most part, I'm going to attempt to avoid them. We're actually going to come up this way. I'm not going to do this episode, by the way. I'm just kind of getting to a position that makes some sense. To start heading the right direction. But next episode, we're going to go and kill some lone wolves. Which I have no problem doing whatsoever. But before we do, there is one last thing I need to do. Which is up here, is the final treasure of the, Oh, hello, frog.
These really guys will shoot you through if you get too close. I'm gonna try and slip through the back way myself. I like a ribbit challenge.
Don't know why he wants to sneak in at all, but I mean, go for it, frog.
I found something.
I too am going to sneak in the back, because that makes it easier to kill people. And that's the last of the Hero's Rest treasure, which gives us Spread Your Wings, which we both already know, a ring, and Justinia's Favour. 20% air resistance, that's quite good. +1 bartering, also quite good. And Lucky Charm, also quite good. Let's see, how's that for Lusa? Thievery and Telekinesis. Much better gloves. Take them. Air resistance is great for me. The lack of thievery kind of sucks, but at the same time, we can just put these in one of these. The backpack? No. Coin purse. Thievery. Now, see, these give 2 thievery. If I need more thievery, I can get it. So I can sell these safely. I can actually sell that safely, but I'm going to keep it nonetheless. Cool. But that was the last thing I wanted to do. I just wanted to pick up that treasure, since it was there. Also, the last treasure I needed. I now have all of the treasures from the dudes. There was one here, one here, one here, one here. The skeleton dudes that were over here, by the way. In the Memorial of Heroes. So I've taken them out. That's something. Next time we're going to go into this camp here, which is the Lone Wolves camp. And kill some fools. That's my plan, anyway. There's actually a bridge over here. It allows us to sneak into their camp actually quite easily. But that's for next time. In any case, if you like the video, please leave a like. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Good old Solora jumping around. He's a crazy squirrel. See you next time, guys.